Basically, the city of Montreal, the council of the city, before the elections, the very last thing that they did in council was to go with the motion and allow for an expropriation of the people who don't, or the business owners who do not want to sell to the promoter. I can't imagine that Mayor Tremblay would say, yes, let's bulldoze this, and the culture, it doesn't matter. It's cultural suicide to do something like that, and in the long run, I mean, I can tell you for sure, uh, if they build this humongous monster, uh, who is going to guarantee that the commercial spaces available are going to be filled with businesses? I mean, who in Montreal will be able to rent? Which kind of artist or craftsman or designer, or who will be able to afford a $30 or $25 a square foot artist studio? Well, it's actually much more than just a cultural ideology. The main is also a sociopolitic equilibrium. I mean, it's where the two solitudes meet in Montreal. Everybody, or many people, actually know that Montreal is half French, half English, and that the Great Divide happens to be St. Lawrence Boulevard. On the west it's English, and on the east it's French-speaking people. And the Main is where the two solitudes meet, and there is a harmony, a peace to it. It keeps a balance in the fragile, you know, sociolinguistic balance of the city. So I think that's one of the positives of the Main. And sometimes people tell me, well, the Main, it's not what it used to be, or the red light district, it doesn't exist anymore. It might not be as prominent as it used to be, but it is what we make it to be. If we decide that the Main will become a place where people can buy shoes, or they can buy health cookies, or gym equipment, then it will happen. But if we decide that the Main will exist and subsist and prosper as a place of cultural diversity, then the government and the city of Montreal need to make an effort. And if they designated the area in which the Main sits as le quartier des spectacles de Montréal, then they have to put their money or their political power where their mouth is. And I really don't see what a 12-story Hydro-Quebec tower would bring to the cultural diversity of Quartier des Spectacles. Well, I don't think the buildings per se will can be left intact, because there's been too much attrition over the past 2 decades. I mean, people don't really know this, but in 1982, six of the buildings besides Cabaret Cléo were purchased by Hydro-Quebec, and they were left abandoned for 10 years with no improvements, nothing, and many of them no tenants, or some of them not even a physical structure other than the facade. There's four buildings that are in the process of being purchased by the promoter. Some of them have agreed to settle, so the amount of money, from purely from a speculative point of view, might be tempting, or too tempting to resist. Some of them, the owners of the Montreal pool room, for instance, are going to come all the way from Bulgaria to see what's happening. They're going to come in January of 2010 to see, this is serious enough. I mean, this building has been in the same family for 98 years. So they're going to come and see what can be done. And John Zumbulakis, the owner of Cabaret Cléo, he still wants to work. I mean, I understand if a club closes down because they're not making enough money, or it wasn't as profitable as they thought, or they don't like the changing trends in music or art or whatever. But to expropriate somebody from his livelihood when the person still wants to work, the very least that the government or the city should do is allow that person to keep working somewhere else under the same conditions. What's happening right now? John Zumbulakis went to a lawyer and he's demanding an injunction to stop the work. Here's what I think is going to happen. A judge is going to look at this and he's going to say, Mr. Zumbulakis, the city needs to rebuild and revive this area. The promoter is coming in with a plan that's going to generate 10 times the amount of tax revenue for the city of Montreal. Sir, I think it's time to let go and to move. And then at the same time, he's going to look at Christian Iaccarini, the president of Société de Développement Angus, and he's going to say, Mr. Iaccarini, you need to relocate Mr. Zumbulakis and his business and give him the same work conditions that he has enjoyed for the last 35 years. And then that opens up a whole new door to negotiations of that matter. Cabaret Cléo is not just a strip joint, as they try to say. It's Montreal's oldest and only remaining original show bar. People say, it's only strippers on the ground floor. No, 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 there's a show bar. Yeah, okay, you have 2 floors, but no, there's a 3rd floor with 3,000 square feet of dressing rooms. I mean, if you have a review, if you have a show, and you have 30 artists performing on stage, where in Montreal can you find a show bar that has a dressing room that's a reasonable size versus the actual size of the club? Cabaret Cléo is the very last original show bar of the city. This building's been here since 1895. Should we just bulldoze it and rebuild an office tower and some kind of coffee shop? Or should we say, oh yeah, Miami, South Beach, yeah, we rebuilt the hotels there and kept the Art Deco feeling. Yes, Soho in London, how about, the village in New York, Greenwich Village in New York City. I mean, all these things in time came to be important for the tourism of the city. Shouldn't Montreal try to keep a certain balance and maybe some of the magic of yesteryears? Everybody should go to savethemain.com, and definitely 2010 marks the 35th anniversary of Cabaret Cléo. There used to be other, Café Canasta, and there's been shows here since probably the 1920s. But Cabaret Cléo will celebrate its 35th anniversary, and we will make sure that no matter how corrupt or tensed or screwed the city is with its priorities or its sense of balance, that the show will go on. So we are going to have events every other month that celebrates the diversity of Cabaret Cléo. So there will be transvestite shows, there will be alternative fetish, burlesque, the Dead Dolls Cabaret, the club scene, everything. People can go on clubscene.ca. There's already a wealth of images and video testimonials from the past few years. And when you put a face to the movement, I think it also helps the general citizen build compassion towards what Cabaret Cléo and the Main and the Red Light stands for.